I got the giggles. Agent 47, for your next mission, your grandest of all, you will head to Singapore to assassinate the leader of the evil syndicate. Unlike your other missions that require stealth and cunning, just go f***ing nuts. Just start shooting in public. In public, ma'am? Of course. In fact, even in broad daylight in Singapore, a bunch of people will try to attach zip lines to you, and you will shoot them with loud, angry guns. There will be no silencers. You're just gonna be shooting people all over the place. No disguises, maybe a few disguises, but very obvious ones. No subtlety in this mission at all, what you're usually known for. Just start shooting people.
But remember, in the parking garage, put the silencer on.
Put the silencer on in the parking garage, exactly.
We have to protect your hearing.
But only after you've already shot a bunch of times.
Exactly. You know, this is exactly how it's gonna go.
Anyway, welcome to Jabbermouths. This week, we obviously did a Hitman movie.
There are only two.
You know, that being
there should
said,
be one.
There shouldn't be any. What do you mean? Hitman
I feel like
exist.
here's
The first one, I actually liked I haven't seen it in forever. But the first one I actually kind of liked.
Here's my argument for a Hitman movie, is it should be like a Where's Waldo movie, where the whole time, you know, it's just like a normal, like, maybe whodunit drama, but like, you know, like in like this group of people, and we're just trying to like, so like some people disappear, and you're trying to be like, who is it? Who is it?
That would be the bald one with the barcode on the back of his head?
No.
No, it couldn't be. But no, this movie came out 2015, right?
Yep.
And
2015.
we watched it on
Hulu. We watched it on Hulu.
We watched it on Hulu. So if you want to check it out, it's on there.
But for some reason, for the 2007 one,
it's like nowhere.
The rights are held by Cinemax. You can watch it if you have Cinemax. I don't know why Cinemax.
And that's why we're reviewing this fucking movie
Also,
and not the first one.
Shame on you, Cinemax, for getting rid of your softcore porn. I will never forgive you.
Yeah, where'd the Skinamax go? Anyway, this movie is a fucking ride. And honestly, I had a lot of fun.
I did
watching this movie for the really wrong reason. I don't know. If you think about it this way, I don't anyone who listens to this, I don't know if you ever played any of the Hitman video games, but the idea behind it is to dress up in some wacky costume and then try to... Oh, fuck, we gotta pause the episode. Pausing the episode right here.
It's all your fault.
My God. Keep it hot, you know? We didn't pause the last time you did that.
Yeah, I mean, I went and got food.
Exactly.
It wasn't even a phone call.
Yeah.
It was food.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really didn't like about the film is that, like, you know, you watch Fast and Furious for dumb, stupid action, but this film, it's dumb, stupid action, but it's just dumb and stupid.
Yeah,
like,
there's no entertainment.
Fast and Furious goes so far on the crazy scale that it's a horseshoe effect. I love it.
Yeah.
I love watching whatever Dominic Toretto does. But this, it's just...
Well, I think, like, it's got the Star Wars problem, right? Han Solo is making fun of the movie that he's in. Right, he's the character who kind of winks at the camera and is like, yo, this is stupid.
But there's no one winking at the camera in this. Yeah. And, like, you know, in a film like John Wick, where, like, everyone's serious, but, like, oh, it works because all the cinematography and the stunts
beautiful. This is just rough.
Well, there are sometimes, though, there have been a lot of action movies recently where it's just like, quick, chuck a Kevin Hart in there. And it can also just be any other comedian, but it's typically Kevin Hart. And you throw him in there, like, he's going to scream at the action and be your everyday man. And I'm like, yes, the man who perpetually cheats. He relates to me.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Oh, my God, he cheats so much. Oh, you rascal Kevin Hart. Whose pants are you going to get into next, you silly Billy?
Kevin Hart, the silly Billy cheater.
Oh, you that's actually his new Netflix sitcom. It's like Dexter, but instead of him trying to hide a body, it's just
him trying to hide all of his.
And he has like the inner monologue, like talking to the audience, here is how you cheat on your wife. Wedding ring off. Say I have to go out of town for this comedy tour. And it, like, has like the same
Kevin Hart.
And it has like the same cinematography though, and like serious tone of like of Dexter. Where like, well, Dexter's stalking like a new victim. Kevin Hart is stalking a woman he wants to cheat on his wife with.
Oh
no! And then I go in for the kill. Hi there, I'm Kevin Hart. Bingo.
Got him. Well, but so back to Hitman.
Back to Hitman. Sorry, Kevin Hart.
Sorry, Kevin Hart. But you
maybe
really
that's why this film
cheat.
didn't succeed. It's
because it didn't have Kevin Hart.
It didn't pair Kevin Hart with Hitman.
No, it like this movie takes itself way too seriously and fails at it. Because a bunch of the stuff they do is kind of funny. Like, the shooting all the harpoons at the Audi that they're in, kind of funny, right? Like, it's the same
We're gonna
scene,
zipline down at you.
right? The same scene in...
Why didn't they just shoot the car?
I don't know.
Why'd they have to zipline down
Well,
to
didn't they want the doctor?
They wanted... That's true. They wanted the doctor. Oh, yeah, so the story is pretty much... as we follow this girl, blah, blah, blah. She's trying to find her dad. And it gets tangled up with Hitman because her dad, created the Hitman program. Like a bunch of super soldiers.
there.
Zachary Quinto's there. It's kind of a failed experiment. He's hunting them for the Syndicate. And then...
Syndicate International.
Yeah, and then so the Hitman, he's supposed to kill the doctor, but for some reason his heart grew 3 sizes that day on this mission. He's like, I've had a turnaround. And then we also find out the girl that she's apparently Experiment 90, because your code is like what experiment you are, and she's Experiment 90, like she's the perfected one. And so throughout the film, she's like, oh, I have superpowers, and...
She's a psychic and
she's
can
a
see
psychic,
the future.
And I can see through walls, and I can see... But, it's clearly, like, she can only use it for plot convenience.
Yeah.
Also, I can take things apart. I can take apart your guns, your clocks. I take things apart.
She literally almost kills both of them by
times.
taking apart the guns. Yeah. What was it? What did we name the guns?
We named the 2 guns Daniel Day and Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah. And he likes to give out Daniel Day, but he keeps Lewis.
He always keeps Lewis handy. Now, why we named it, I bet you're thinking, oh, they came with some very creative joke about a Daniel Day-Lewis movie. What? We're going to quote The Crucible or something? No.
No, it's just funny.
We just thought, I don't know, it just popped in my head, like, Daniel Day and Lewis.
Yeah, because he has 2 guns the whole movie.
Well, he also has the third. He has a big sniper briefcase. I know we talked about... the idea of, like, they're created, like, without humanity. So we kind of just saw them as more, like, socially inept, just, like... Well, I can't say that word. Just someone who maybe has a social disorder.
Yeah. Struggles in social situations.
I have a briefcase sniper. I like trains. And then they just successfully break a man's neck.
Yeah.
Without even... I would be so much more compelled. I hate, like, the suave, like, sleek, sexy... assassins we get in films. Oh, I rent the nicest, apartment. I just want, a socially inept guy who just rents a dirty motel and he's just playing with toy trains on the carpet. That's so much more compelling to me.
Well, even in John Wick, like, he has the super suave lifestyle, but that's because he's gotten out. And when he gets back in, he is literally, like, surrounded by dirt and grime, and he struggles all the time.
I feel like, especially, like, in the second or third one, spoilers if you haven't seen it, it's been a few years, like, where he's just more surrounded by trash.
JD hasn't seen them, so, like...
Well, just say he's surrounded by trash, much dirtier. Gets dirtier, actually, as the series goes on.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think that works better, versus this one. It's just like, I have no human emotions... And so why did you need, like, the presidential suite? Why did you need the largest hotel if you're just going to sit on the... He sleeps sitting up, also. He sets his guns down right next to him.
He sets Daniel Day and Lewis on the couch next to him.
And he just sleeps. He just sits there, and just like... And that's it. So I'm like, why did you need... You could have gotten the smallest room. You could have saved the agency so much money.
Yeah. He could have slept in a car, for God's sake.
Yeah, you can just sleep in his car.
Like...
Oh.
It tries to be a Bond film.
But there's no charm. Actually, you know what? Let me get this started. Bond is a horrible secret agent.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Because he always gets caught up with some girl. They usually die. He usually fucks them. It complicates the mission. He's a horrible secret agent.
There was a timeline issue there.
Sorry, you're right. He fucks them. They die.
Yeah, there you go.
It was either going to be from the villain or he has the clap. So... Yeah. I never see him sneaking a rubber. I'm just...
Right?
See, I think it's the same as...
Well, that's the thing. Bond is pro-life.
This film is like the... Oh, fuck off. The film has the same issue at... You're making me mad now. I think this film has the same issue as The Black Hole. We think of better films.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just like this, but worse.
Better. Well, yeah.
Oh, no, it's like To Build a Better Boy. Because I kept thinking of other films to watch, like
True.
Terminator or Blade Runner.
Well, that was Jabbermouths.
Oh, sure, I'm glad. I'm gonna demand that the Kevin Hart bit be made into a little bit. I think that's fire.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you haven't already, go follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, we're doing that now, because it
we're
weirdly
cool.
works, where for some reason we cannot, for the life of us, do anything successful on Instagram. For some reason everyone just looked and went, fuck off.
Yeah.
But for some reason, TikTok, we're actually getting some views.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we're actually getting, like, steady, a few, like, every time we post, when we occasionally get a, pop-up of followers. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Thank you, fuck you, thank you, I mean, that was just me, like, 2 years ago, like I'd use that
TikTok,
bullshit spyware with the stupid songs and
I
plugins.
have problems with TikTok, but unfortunately it has gotten to the point in which TikTok is not the future, but it is a
staple.
A almost mandatory social media at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess what I like about it is, obviously, I think this is just gonna get cut, but
Yeah.
I like that it just flexes my creative muscle. So every single stupid, idiotic idea I have in my head that usually I just go, oh, it's fucking stupid, now has life.
TikTok, yeah.
Exactly, it has a potential to be more. I mean, obviously not a lot more, but just being able to get a stupid idea out of my head and just have a stranger go, just even like one or two, like, that's dumb.
Even just like the
what I
blow
want.
the air through the nose.
Just you fucking idiot. I'm like, thank you. I'm trying to remember. You know what else? Oh, God, I'm trying to remember what else I like about it. Well, I guess we should probably stray away from the film until he gets back.
Y'all continue the podcast
Yes.
without me?
So here's what I brought
Shout
up.
out to my older brother. He decided to call it the worst possible moment. Love you, Cody. Anyway, sorry.
So we discussed, because what I brought up is as soon as you left, I'm like, wait, we kept the mic hot when Ethan left.
It's true.
We
During
did.
Country Bears.
We did. What did y'all talk? What I miss?
Okay, so I guess when we...
You know what? Never mind. I want to hear it on the
You'll listen.
podcast.
You'll-
I
it's a
have to edit this
surprise.
later anyway.
I get into a rant about James Bond, but...
Beautiful. How much of the story have we covered? At this point?
I basically went over just the, the plot line of how, Hitman rolls in, he says, I gotta, save the doctor, but also assassinate the guy from the syndicate, but then my heart's gonna go 3 sizes that day, because maybe I should have killed the doctor, because he made the super soldiers, and we can't have that secret getting out, but I decided not to, because I have a weird attachment to his daughter, who's Experiment 90, and then she slowly gets more superpowers over the film.
Yes.
Syndicate bad guy dies. Father also dies because of a bomb inhaler. They don't want to explain how they do that.
An inhaler bomb.
Do we ever see how they put the bomb in the inhaler? No.
Or how the bomb was enough explosives to blow up an entire helicopter.
And fit that in an inhaler?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Actually, they pick up the doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get in the Audi.
Yes,
Yes.
again, the Audi.
They drive away.
The nice Audi, by the way.
The RS7.
Yeah.
I can't get that, oh, no, never mind.
They drive, they get caught.
Okay.
The doctor gets shot.
Yeah. Yes? No. When does the
No, he
doctor
doesn't get
the
shot.
doctor
He's
got
just-
shot? No, they just took him in.
Yeah.
No, he gets shot in the leg. That's why
Oh, he
they
does,
have to
yes.
leave them.
Oh,
In the middle,
right.
in
They
the
leave
middle
him
of the
behind.
whitest section of Singapore.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know,
They
with all
leave
the
him
white
behind.
people reacting in Singapore.
Yeah, that was
But
weird.
when did 47 have time to put the bomb in the inhaler?
I think
it
he
was
did
the
it-
kid's inhaler.
Well, I think he did it because he stole that when they were leaving the hotel.
But here's the thing, the dad was able to use the inhaler earlier.
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh.
So when in that in-between
When did-
time did
when
he
did
stuff
he
the
do
bomb
that?
in the inhaler?
Because he used the inhaler. Did he use the inhaler after
Yeah.
he got caught and was in the building? Did he use it at any point then? So I think he used it. Oh shit! When did he use it? When did he put the bomb in
He
it?
can't have because we follow them,
All the way from the
Yeah.
hotel to picking up the dad.
And the car gets
I don't know.
harpooned.
I don't know.
and then the
I
dude
don't know.
gets, and then the dad gets shot.
There's a lot of weird inconsistencies with this film. Like, towards the end, the whole purpose was that he used basically Agent 90, aka the daughter, as a diversion to kill the head of the syndicate by knocking her out, tying her to a helicopter, really, in her seat, to a real full-size helicopter, which he somehow figured out how to remote control. Then she comes to as the helicopter is floating
Perfectly
to
Perfectly
see
timed.
them in the middle of the syndicate building in order to barter her for the dad, knowing that she would actually get extremely frustrated and fly the helicopter into the building, causing her to take out a bunch of guards, and create a diversion that would allow him to sneak into the building, go up to the top floor.
No, he was already in the building.
Right. Well, this was all the whole plan, right?
Yeah,
His
yeah.
plan
'Cause he
from
was
the
the
beginning.
fireman.
He dresses as a fireman to sneak into the building, wait at the top
I didn't
level.
make that connection.
Yeah, he was the fireman.
Oh, yeah, I did not make that connection.
Waits at the top level as they start to freak out because the helicopter crashed through the building, just so he can beat the shit out of the syndicate guy, find the head of the thing. Although he gets away in the helicopter and leaves the... He beats up
Zachary Quinto, who's
yeah, for the third time that movie, he beats the shit out of Zachary Quinto.
Gets fucking, like...
Yeah, we'll talk about Zachary Quinto in a minute, because he's a gem in this movie. I love it. So let me finish the convolutedness here. And he, knowing that he wouldn't catch the head of the syndicate, that he would get away in a helicopter and
With
have
the
planted
dad.
a bomb in the inhaler that the
the
dad
dad
had,
knows about.
that the dad knew about for some reason,
Yeah.
which they took with on the helicopter just in time for the dad to look at the daughter on the top of the building, have a moral moment, and kill the head of the syndicate with that bomb. That is a real plan that somebody actually came up with in the context of this movie.
I just want where he goes for a sip of the inhaler and he just
just
swallows
blows up.
it.
Yeah, that would have been
before.
funnier. Yeah,
I would go if he goes to hit it and just...
So you just explained. So JD did a fabulous job of walking us all through that.
That was a real... Somebody actually wrote that.
And here's the best thing. It was so convoluted. I was not satisfied. That was...
Yeah.
Like, there was fun convoluted where you're like, oh, like you retrace through like a mystery movie. But that is just dumb. That is the convoluted where I'm like, fuck off. Like, at least with convoluted... Like, earlier, Ethan and I were talking about Fast and Furious and how it's so convoluted in horseshoes. It's fun.
It's fun because it's stupid fun and it knows it's stupid.
Exactly.
Hitman Agent 47 takes itself way too seriously.
Yeah,
and we talked about, like, we compared it to... It tries to be serious like John Wick, but John Wick has, like, better writing and better cinematography and better action.
The action is choreographed so much better.
That when you watch that, like, I feel like, Fast and Furious is like a beer movie where it's like, yeah, but then, like, I don't know, there's a weird classiness to the action of John Wick where it's, like, more like wine or, like, a cocktail, like, yes, kill them, John Wick.
This is a really shitty cocktail that somebody thinks they're passing off.
Yeah. Gatorade and vodka.
Yeah, kind of.
Gatorade and vodka.
Which leads to what we devised as a much better movie that we would love to pitch one day. And we played along with it throughout almost the entire movie. That if we had a hitman who was really, really good at killing, really, really, really good at killing, but was very simple-minded in just about every other way, right? That's so much more fun of a concept. That is a fucking...
Do you want to tell him or should I tell him?
You already have this whole conversation?
We started.
I started a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I almost said the R word, but I didn't.
I wouldn't even
social
say
disorder.
There was
I
a
wouldn't
good,
say-
like, 3-second pause in
Right.
the
I
recording where you went,
I can't say that.
see that.
Because I wanted to say, like, I'm tired of
I
this
was thinking
swamp.
maybe on like
I hate
the autism spectrum. That's kind of what I was feeling
yeah,
when I was
yeah.
like when I was envisioning, because
Yeah,
we were voicing him yesterday during watching the movie, and it was more just like, oh yeah, that's my briefcase sniper,
Thanks for putting it
and then,
together.
right? And he's like,
Or if you really
whenever I put it, whenever I
That's
put it
something that
together,
happens in
somebody
this movie.
dies.
Yeah, we also talked about their guns.
Right?
Well,
These
Daniel
are my-
Day-Lewis, yeah.
This is Daniel Day, and this is Lewis.
Daniel Day.
And you're in for a crucible. Just start naming Daniel Day-Lewis films. I only know one. Oh, also...
I call this gun Gangs of New York.
I
I just saw Gangs of New York yesterday. Shoots like 8 people and makes it look beautiful. God, I want to watch Gangs of New York.
No, they just
again.
shoot someone in the back of the head. You've just been Lincolned.
But yeah, I don't know. I would have fun. I would have fun watching that. The other
other one is he disappears. Check it out. I'm the Phantom Thread. All right, I'm out of Daniel Day-Lewis movies.
the other one that we pitched while we were watching this movie, because I feel like us pitching these movies was more fun than watching the movie at some
It's
point.
true.
Yeah.
The movie got old real
Right.
quick.
He's Agent 47. What if we had a series using that same character who's a little simple-minded about finding all of the other agents, right? And each episode's a different agent, showcasing what they did after leaving the agency, right? And it's all about him trying to bring them back because there's some big overarching evil that he's going to have to call them for their help one day. I would love that. They travel to different places every time. Like Jackie Chan Adventures, but for adults. That's what I want.
If I may argue, can we have the racism? Can we add the racism
Whoa,
of the uncle?
no.
The uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures? Oh, yo, Jackie! Like, that's super racist, guy. The show was like from like 1999. You look back now as an adult, like, fuck, I love this shit. I love that character. Shit, dude.
It aged very poor. I remember when I was like 10, me and my friends would fucking do the do the 2-finger hit that he would do on Jackie Chan. Yeah.
That whole character
was very over the top.
How he talked.
Over the top, yeah.
Oh no, and at least Jackie's niece, she's like, hey, what's up? I'm just a regular kid.
Well, that's because she's actually from America, isn't
I know, she's like, hey, I'm just a regular Asian American, and then just suddenly, like, Stereotype City, his uncle kicks down the door.
Oh, but God forbid his niece grows up and finds out she's gay.
Then
she gets disowned by Jackie. Different show entirely.
That's the finale where he actually is just like, I trained you well. Now we fight.
He's trained you well, Jackie. I'm gay. Now I have to kill you.
Oh no, that's.
What, Jackie? Okay, I'll say it.
If I may argue,
Jackie Chan is I mean, I don't know if he's gotten better. I haven't done the research, but he's a raging homophobe.
Yeah.
I want to like him, but he's a raging homophobe.
But so the
He paid to have a panda brought with him to the Oscars while his daughter was homeless in Canada. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah.
Because she was gay.
Yeah.
He disowned her. Anyway.
Jackie
fuck
Chan,
you. More
fuck
like
off,
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, fuck off, Jackie Chan.
He's not a Jackie Chad. Chads are cool and muscular.
Are they?
Yeah. I don't know. I think of PC Principal now when I think of Chads. I'm not gonna lie.
They're
shitty, but at least they're PC. Like, they're PC for the wrong reasons, but at least they're PC.
I think, well, I guess getting back to, like, the idea of the Hitman show, what I, like, if somebody, like, tracking them all down to, like, do one last big hit, what I argue, though, is the protagonist should be one of those who does want to come back, and he's a baker. And I feel like you have, like, one of the...
And he's just happy being a baker?
Yeah, but one of the side characters keep on, like, we need you. No, thank you. Hangs up the phone.
Yeah.
Until they actually, like, come back to his life.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Him or her.
I wouldn't mind it if, like, Agent 47 was that person who was like, I don't want to come back. But something convinced them, whoever they are, that they needed to come back for some specific reason and go on this giant adventure to try to rally all the troops to say, you have a life, I'm happy you have that life, I want you to have that life, but we need to do this. If we don't do this, some global issue is going to happen, and we're all going to be in a lot of trouble.
I guess...
Right? I would watch that.
I would watch that too. I'm just thinking budget with.
Well,
I don't
budget,
know, dude.
Like, how do you work the convolutedness of you don't have any human emotions?
Well, see, that's why I would like it to be the simple homie who becomes less simple. Like he has a he or
they're allowed to have
they
yeah, because I mean, at least in the context of this movie, Agent 47 clearly has some sort of emotion.
And obviously, there should be the one hitman person who, like, still like they just live by themselves. Well, like they can't get over it, but everyone else is like, I moved on.
That'd be
I'm an accountant.
That's the programming wears off.
Yeah.
You get like 15 years of this dude's a great hitman, and then it wears off.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, it would be interesting if it was the idea that after that 15th year, they killed you. Like, that was supposed to be what it was. But the whole program broke down, and so all these people, 15 years after that, went and just lived their own lives, They still have the programming, right? Like, they can turn into, like, crazy murder person in a second, but they're also a baker. Or, an accountant. Or
I feel like
something
dad
very
entry
simplistic.
clerk, and he's just sitting there like, because they can't type, remember?
Oh, yeah, Hitman can't type.
What is with that?
He brings in a super sleek PC in the film, and he's like, oh, I need to get my mission report. I don't know why I keep making him British. He's not British. But anyway,
is he? Because he sounded British in the first 20 minutes of the film, and then he just lost the accent.
He types like an
entirely.
elderly person where he's just like, one finger at a time.
This man
on
is
the key.
genetically modified to be intelligent enough to hotwire a fucking helicopter and remote control it from another place. But he couldn't type with more than 2 fingers at a time.
Here's what I like to imagine. It's just like when, like, I guess the agency program's getting shut down, and he's younger, and, like, like he has all the merit badges of a killer. Like, they do merit badges, except for the learn to type, the type to learn class. No! No typing!
Oh my god. Oh, what if one of them was a Boy Scout leader and he gets caught up in the kid, like he hears about the kid diddling, and he just starts murdering other Boy Scout leaders.
I don't know where you're going.
Oh,
with that,
I'd watch that episode.
We're talking about fighting kid diddlers.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to talk about fighting that, Ethan, I question your morality. I don't like your silence, Ethan. Silence is violence, Ethan.
Silence is violence.
No, all kid diddlers need to be put away.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
define the definition
Or
of put away.
put down. You know. I mean, let's
How about
be
throw
honest.
down? Let's go throw down.
Let's be honest here for
Can we-
just
can
a
we-
second.
can we-
Most kid diddlers don't even make it in prison anyway, for a good reason, right? When other criminals want to single you out in a prison, you've kind of crossed a very specific
Can we do
line.
a Kid Diddler Hunger Games?
Oh, we take 100 kid diddlers and just put them in like a field with
No,
guns.
no, no. Let me explain to you. I have the greatest idea for a film.
Last one standing gets a 10-year. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Smack!
JD, they already have that. It's called a Smash Brothers tournament. Google it, kids. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
But so here's what I think. So
Please.
there's this guy. He's an animator on the internet.
Okay.
His name is Shadman, and he always gets away with
Oh,
animating some really fucked up shit. He's like, well, it's a cartoon. And he gets away with it. You know.
I don't know who
He
this
scoots
is.
by.
I
You don't
know.
know?
I know
Shadman?
nothing about this, so please.
He's
please
a
look it
Rule
up.
34 artist, but like he has no boundaries.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
It's really
no
fun.
boundaries.
Like
He kinda
kids
likes-
and everything.
He kind of likes giving some of his characters braces, and it's like, no, thank you. No,
That's-
thank you.
That's not okay.
I know. But he gets away with it 'cause it's animated.
That's still. I don't know.
I know. But so
You're technically not breaking the
and
law.
then there's sometimes where like
But I find you icky.
and there are some
I
people
find you
who
very
defend
icky.
because he's like, no, he's a cool guy, he's a troll, he's trolling people. Like, but you still drew those.
Yeah.
That
And you let
doesn't sound
somebody's
very troll.
and you know someone's enjoying it for a fucked up purpose.
Yeah.
Exactly. So here's my pitch to you. Once theaters reopen, the
Okay.
limited ones that there are, we announce Shadman the movie. Jabbermouths presents Shadman the movie. And of course on opening night we're gonna have a lot of those internet freaks. They're gonna be in there, and then lights come on.
Police.
Chris Hansen's everywhere.
Oh no!
The
Kids
largest nationwide to catch a predator sting ever conceived. Shadman the movie opening night. We arrest thousands.
And we videotape
millions.
all of it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's what we do.
And then we put that movie on.
we put that
a year
movie
from
on
that moment.
on Netflix.
Oh,
Exactly.
we're gonna make so much money. I
I mean,
Like
we
put it
will
in.
waste I'll be honest with you boys. We're gonna have to spend a shitload of money, so it better be successful enough for us to make up the costs.
I don't know.
We don't have the money.
We don't have the capital to get. I'll take out a loan for this. I don't care. I'll be a hero.
I'll be a hero.
Hello,
I'm only planning to make
I
it
need
to
a
40
loan.
anyway. I'll take
I
the
need a
shot.
loan to catch kid diddlers. Can you
Who's
get
gonna deny
out,
me?
please?
Who's gonna deny me? Who's
We're-
gonna deny?
Let me ask you.
You know
are
who
we-
would deny me? A kid diddler. They're not. Gonna...
Are Ethan and I gonna have to look out for you once we're
Yeah.
once we're all past the age of 40? Like, are we just always every couple every single day check in? Hey, you're still content, right? Still alive?
Oh, I'm not gonna kill myself.
Still here.
At
No,
least
I'm
not
just-
intentional.
No, we're also-
it'll probably be.
We're also gonna have to
drugs
check
or
in to make
alcohol
sure you're
that'll-
not
that'll
doing
put me
extreme
out.
sports. That's the
Yeah.
worry here.
Oh,
Hey
oh
guys,
no,
I'm
no,
on a
that's gonna happen.
motorcycle.
Oh, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Are you wearing your safety? We're gonna have to be parents.
Yeah.
you wearing
Oh, if
your
I bought a
helmet?
motorcycle, I would wear a helmet. Will that helmet stop me from dying in a 67, 80 mile an hour crash? Probably not. But I will wear a helmet.
Great,
As
you're
long
getting a
as we get
trike.
the will,
Great. We're gonna have to be your parents here. You're getting a
you're
trike.
getting a slingshot.
That's fine. Wow. Can it be Can it be long enough for me to be in the slingshot?
No, we're
it's
talking
a
about the
little,
three-wheeled
car.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck.
It's called a
Oh,
Polaris
you know what? I
slingshot.
do know what that is.
Yeah, I watched one almost get hit by an Amazon truck on my way home from work this week.
That's beautiful.
Crazy.
Those things suck, by the way.
Yeah.
What, the Amazon trucks or the slingshots?
Yes. I've driven a slingshot. It sucks.
Really?
They're so uncomfortable. You can only get them in a manual. They're weird. It's not that
Okay,
that's a
so
bad thing that you can.
there
It's
was
not that it's a
one
bad
good
thing that you
and
can
one
only.
bad thing there.
Will you let me finish? It's not that it's a bad thing you can only get in a manual. It's the way the manual works
Oh.
that bothers me. Because the right pedal is here for your gas, and then the left pedal for your brake, and then the clutch is
Great.
over
This is a
here.
great visual for the listeners.
Okay, think about this. Okay, in a normal car, when you're driving, if
pedals
you
are
have a
somewhat
manual
equally
transmission, right, you have your gas, and then right next to that's your brake, and then right next, not right, but really close to that is your clutch, and that's where you shift, right? Imagine putting that clutch all the way to the very far left of your entire wheel well, to the point where your left foot
where
is
the
what you should
footrest-
really do it with. Yeah,
The
that's
footrest should be.
that's a slingshot. And you don't have a shifter. It's paddle shifters that still have to do it. So you still have to clutch just to use the paddle shift. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like it would have been easier to put in a CVT or something like that.
You know what we have slingshotted away from?
The plot.
The movie.
Who cares?
Speaking
We already
of,
came
no,
through
speaking
it.
of, there is one point I was trying to make before I had to leave and have that stupid phone call. I love you, Cody. I can't wait to go see you in April. Anyway, This movie.
I'm seeing my sister in April, but that's because I'm getting my vaccines.
This movie.
I don't know when I'm seeing my family.
Oh.
Orphan.
Yeah, they gotta survive this weekend first.
No, so does Cody.
Yeah, but Cody can walk to school where he is. Anyway, this movie.
He's still in school.
He's in dental school.
Fuck
He's in his
me.
3rd year of dental school.
Look at me, I do teeth.
He does do teeth. Anyway, this movie is probably the most accurate representation of the video game. In this sense.
Oh,
Imagine
yes.
you're playing a level of Hitman.
Okay, so
you're trying to you do like the stealth tactics and not
Yeah.
get caught, except you set the difficulty too high, and every time you try, somebody figures you out and you get shot and you die. You've done this probably 15 times now, and you get to the point that when somebody catches you, instead of reloading a save, you go, fuck it, and you pull out 2 guns and you just waste. Like you're in a mansion, right? Trying to do a mansion mission where you only have to kill 1 person. You murder all like 50 people. I'm talking waitstaff.
Every single guy.
I'm talking chefs. I'm talking guards. I'm talking patrons and your target. You kill
walker.
everybody in that mansion, and then
With
you
a
blow
fish.
right, and then you blow that mansion up at the end, and that's how you pass the mission. That's the entirety of this movie, is you
Sure.
getting pissed off,
See,
saying, fuck it, fuck the stealth stuff, I'm done trying, I'm gonna kill everybody in this building, and then blow the fucking building up. And that's what they did.
I agree with you, except for the part where I feel like they set it to very easy for the gun mode of just like, I'm gonna go power crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Hitman, it's like 1 shot to kill any bad guy.
That's true.
Oh,
And you have full health bars.
Well,
That's
no,
true,
you
guns
can
are still
shoot
hard.
somebody and they'll still live in Hitman.
Depends on which. I think it's.
and where.
I think it depends on which
There's also where.
Hitman game.
Yeah.
That's true. But can't you also slow down time?
No.
In one of the earlier versions.
And one of the
In
other
one of
ones,
the
but you
Hitmans,
can only
you can
slow down time the minute you get shot.
Yeah.
So the bullet has to enter
you have to get hit
before you
Okay.
slow down time and go, oh shit, I have to react, I'm dying.
Right, but still, it's that idea, right? That you just
Yeah.
give up on the stealth stuff and just start blowing heads off. Like that. Then that's kind of what this guy does.
And the problem is it's not fun in this movie. It's just kind of like...
Yeah, it's just random. Like, don't get me wrong, random
Bang, bang,
explosions
bang,
and killings are
guns.
fun when the movie is subservient to that, right? To the idea that this is supposed to just be dumb, fun, and crazy action. It's like a Fast and Furious movie, right? Like, that's what you're coming for. That's what you're here for, right?
Yeah.
That's not what you come to this movie for, or at least that's not what they pitch it as. You know what I mean?
No.
That's not how they frame it at the beginning of the
All I
movie.
could think
and
during
it, and
it is
it
just-
fails because of that.
I just want to see John Wick. Just let me watch John Wick, please.
John Wick is just a way better film.
Fuck, I love John Wick.
Because they know how to be serious and
Yeah.
have really good action, right? If Agent 47, this movie, didn't take itself so seriously,
It
we
would
would have had a
probably
lot
been a
more
better
fun,
movie,
I
yeah.
think. And I think that the movie would have done better. You know?
I mean, that's my only complaint with John Wick is honestly, like, you know, pitching, like, well, at least advertising, you know, the 3rd film was like, this is it, boys! The end! And then immediately going, no,
We set up for another sequel
nothing gets solved! Ha-ha!
because the cheat hasn't stopped shooting gold, boys.
Well, because they know I'm gonna be there. They know.
Yeah.
They know you're going to see it. Speaking of, just for the record, I have not seen any John Wick film yet. And
I
need
watched
to.
the second one alone because my then girlfriend at the time, because I was gonna go, because I didn't have anything to do that night. You know, it was
Yeah.
the Thursday night of the premiere, and I'm like, holy shit, I could see, you know, so, you know, I was living in downtown Denver, so I could just walk down to the Pavilion Theater, got a huge bucket of popcorn, only ate half of it, got a really bad stomach ache, but I fucking love John Wick 2. And I remember, like, the whole time, like, telling my girlfriend, like, do you want to see it? It's gonna be so cool. And she's like, no, I don't want to fucking see John Wick. And I'm like, oh, because you haven't seen the first one, I got you, you don't want to spoil it. She's like, no, I have no interest in the John Wick franchise. And I'm like,
Wow. Oh,
Well,
you know
I
how
mean-
you know one of the moments I knew my girlfriend was a keeper? I told her I hadn't seen those movies and she said, "They're on the list. We're watching all of them. I know I've seen them, but we're going to watch them again because you haven't seen them." And I was
is
like,
this current girlfriend?
"Uh-huh."
Okay, good. Okay, I like her
What
more.
did you think?
I don't know.
My
You've had some
girlfriend. That's how
girlfriends.
I mean, you only...
She's going to listen to this and I'm going to get an earful because of that. Anyway.
I don't know
We
why you'd
didn't
get an
mean- we
earful.
didn't
You're a
mean-
human
yeah.
being. You've been, you know.
No, I know. What I'm saying is just the framing of that
Well,
conversation.
all you said was
The fact
my
that you couldn't
girlfriend.
tell.
Yeah.
Yes, as in my girlfriend, present tense, whatever.
We did not mean to
No,
throw
you're
JD under
fine.
the bus.
You're fine. You're
Or
fine. I'm
that-
still gonna hear about it.
Or
It's
that
too
one
late
person
now.
or should we talk about the one person we met once at a game night?
Oh, if you're anywhere out there, I'm not gonna say your name for the podcast. If you're still listening to our podcast, I want you to know I hope the best for you.
Yeah, you were actually like super
You were
nice and
super
chill.
nice.
I liked you.
You
Except-
ghosted me, and I get it. I'm a very ghostable person. I
I
understand.
thought you were a little bit of a poor sport. At least just winning that round of tournament at Camelot.
She was? I didn't
Can we
notice
go
that.
back
Well,
to
she
the
said like, I fucking beat you guys. I'm like, you wanna look, coward? I
She
don't like.
She was a sore winner. Is
Yeah,
what
she was
that
sore.
was.
Can-
Okay,
can we-
okay.
Can we go back to the movie, or
I mean, do you have anything
Do
else
you have
to
anything
add?
else to add?
the visual effects are either
Trash.
pretty okay or just
Oh, there was such
They
a
were
rough
ba-
shot of when.
What was
so,
the budget for this film? Would you mind looking that up
I
real
was.
quick?
That's what I was doing.
So
I
at the
totally
beginning of the
got
film,
distracted.
Thank you.
Hitman's, he's hunting these guys, trying to find the doctor's location. And so, they're driving this car through the town to try to evade him. They go into this underground garage, and there's just this cut. It's not a real car. And it's so apparent. It is
Yeah.
awful. It looks like,
Well-
literally, it gets switched like a video game cutscene.
Yes.
This car coming down the ramp,
It-
oh, that's bad, guys.
It was really
Well,
rough.
that's
And
really
it's weird because this
bad.
came out in 2015. And it had a
that
budget
was the-
of...
69,
that was the
69,
box office.
69.
Hang on.
Shut up.
This was 2015. It's not giving me the Wikipedia page.
Why didn't you just Google budget at the end of the name of the
Because
movie?
most of the time it'll tell me.
Yeah, so
35
every time if you Google
Alrighty.
budget, it will tell
Hitman
you
2015. It had a budget of $35 million.
$35 million, and that was the visual effects that we got.
Wait, only 35?
I was gonna say only
surprised.
35.
This isn't a huge franchise. I'm not surprised they got
No,
30.
I
I
know,
bet
but-
you money like 10% of that went to fucking Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. There's a lot of films that we've watched on here, and we're genuinely surprised, like 100 million, but to see
I don't
35
know.
million, that's
The-
surprising.
I
So
am-
far, the
am
core has been
surprised.
the only one that surprised me, to be honest. Like Valiant only got what, 20 million, 15 million, something like that.
I don't.
And that
remember.
that
Okay.
Jesus movie somehow got $15 million.
Jesus.
Anyway, for a 2015 movie, $35 million does not excuse some of those effects.
Yes,
for me.
you were correct.
For me. For you guys, might be a different story, but for me, shit looks shitty.
Let's put it this way. I am surprised it is not larger, but that still doesn't make it okay.
I agree.
It's true. It still doesn't make it better. But I mean, there were some shots where I'm like, I would expect a higher budget.
That's what I'm saying.
there
Like
are-
the
there were
harpoon
some-
scene, like I would expect.
The harpoon scene is literally just the
I thought it
same
was
car
alright.
parked in a.
Yeah.
It's just the same car over. It's
the
just
same
blue
Hyundai
or
Elantra,
yellow.
just copy and
Quick,
paste
guys,
it across the whole
let's-
highway.
Guys, okay, we're gonna shoot the hitman's car with harpoons, and then we're gonna slide down real slow on ropes so he can pick off each of us. He's a super accurate shot.
Right?
So pray he doesn't shoot you.
Exactly. We're just going to do it with numbers, boys. If we just send in enough people, one of you is bound to make it to the floor and shoot him.
Who cares? You don't
Oh,
have faces.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh yeah.
Jack the Giant Slayer.
What was that one?
I.
Never mind. You don't have to look it up. That's a different episode. We're done
Well,
with that.
no, but
Well, no, we wanna
it
compare
still-
budgets.
It still proves a point, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. While you're looking that up, Zachary Quinto's in this film, and I think is the most star-studded of the cast.
He has the most emotion of the cast.
Yeah, you can tell, I feel like. There are multiple shots where you know his dialogue is trash, and you can kind of tell that he knows his dialogue is trash. Does that make sense? Like, the way he's delivering it, he's like, I know this is bad, but I'm going to act the shit out
I'm
of it
gonna
anyway.
try. And
Right?
that's
And he
all-
does. And so, like, the acting and the emotion and everything is there. The line itself
line.
still fucking sucks.
Fuck you. Okay, sure.
It's like
whatever.
the most.
He's like, admit that I'm better than you.
It's like, oh, that was hurt, but you did a good
It's like your
job.
emotion was there.
Well, you
What the hell was that line?
Yeah, I'm not
so-
mad at him.
so-
Mad at the writers.
I'm not mad at Zachary Quinto. Zachary Quinto, I feel like, had a blast on this
Yeah.
set. Right? You got to go to a bunch of random locations and do a bunch of fun stuff and get his hair dyed for a 30-second.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
like
even.
there's
After
gonna
the
be a
credits scene.
sequel,
5
and it's like
seconds.
no.
Right?
Because yeah, they built the sequel like, oh, Hitman now has to fight the agency now that the syndicate's dead. It's like
Okay,
it's not
so
gonna happen.
Jack and the
No.
Giant Slayer had
Yeah.
a budget of 195 to 220 million dollars.
That's disgusting. That's
Which
absolutely
we mentioned
irritating.
in
We
the
did,
movie.
we did.
We talked
Or
about
in
that during the podcast episode. That movie
S-
had a blaring issues. I don't think we need to rehash that movie at this point. But
No,
but
but
what
just-
you're saying is like the budget for Agent 47 is a little bit low
It's
based on that
for
context.
a relatively Hollywood film. Like it's
Yes.
still a.
They
Yeah.
did really stretch that dollar.
I mean,
they
it,
did
it,
a
it
good
seems like
job.
they used the money, very nicely.
It's a very,
I think
but
if
nobody
you
ever
gave
walks
them-
out of a film and goes, "Wow, what a very frugal action film. Good job."
Yeah, that's fair.
I think the studio should have given them 15 grand more, and no, sorry, 15 grand.
15 million, you mean?
15 million more. And
Here's
told
15
them
grand.
To have fun.
Here's 15 grand. Give
Get a
Zachary
buffet table.
Quinto a 1% bonus.
Yeah. Well, just like $15 million more. Have fun with it. Go shoot Hitman.
It would have been better. Well,
And it
see,
would have been way better.
And remember,
Well,
kids, have fun with it.
right? I feel like because it feels like the video game community for these games are kind of about having a fun time with it too, and not taking it too seriously, even though the
Like,
games are kind of made to be serious.
Yeah,
the
there's
community
there's
doesn't.
The speed run and the oh fuck I fucked up.
Right. If like
community.
the people who made this movie had catered to the audience a little more, like the actual community of the gamers, not so much that like you oust all of the mainstream audience, but just a little bit more that they have a little more fun with it, and kind of be a little more tongue in cheek with it.
If I can,
We've done a lot better.
I will say the one group that I feel has actually done this right are the writers of the TV show Sonic Boom. They are so like on the pulse of the community. Like they made a whole episode about like a Misery-esque episode making fun of Stephen King's Misery with Sonic's biggest fan. And like critiquing Sonic's fan fiction, and it's wow. They like clips. I've even watched some episodes of the show. Like they really know what they're talking about, and it's funny as hell.
See, that's smart. On the
Yeah.
other end of the spectrum, there's a movie like the Warcraft movie, where they dive,
God.
they push way too far into the niche that is that community.
Who are the newcomers? We don't fucking care.
Right? They push so far that like if you don't already know everything that's going on, you don't understand the
behind.
movie.
Yeah.
You don't get what's going on half the time. The issue with that is it's a fucking movie. I shouldn't have to go play the game to be a newcomer to this world and already understand all of it. You should expect that I already understand all of this if you want to do well as a movie franchise, right? And bring a lot of people to your community. I shouldn't have to already have done all this homework. It's like when Destiny was new, the video game, and said, you need to go read all this shit if you want to understand the real lore behind the game. It's like, no, I bought the fucking game. Let me just play the game and understand what's going on.
That's why I don't like. I do butt heads, I guess, in that sense, because I'm not a Dark Souls fan. But I know a lot of people's like the storytelling's phenomenal. Like I have to go and seek it myself. Yeah, no.
To a degree, I get like if it's in the game, right? If it's in the game and I can find it and figure it out and understand what's going on, that's one thing. But the fact that it's like you need to go, and even like Halo is kind of guilty.
Hey, you want to know what
of
gamers
this.
like? Homework.
Yeah.
Right. Even Halo's kind of guilty of this.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of points where they go, oh, do you want to understand that Master Chief actually had a couple friends and they show up in the newest game?
These books.
You have to read all these books to know they even existed. And that's just like kind of lazy story building.
I don't know. The most I ever want to say about Warcraft is I just want to apologize to Travis Fimmel because I love him. Great.
I like Travis Fimmel too.
I know, and I'm just like, hey,
This wasn't your fault.
this wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
Given what you were given,
You tried your best.
you tried your best, and I love you very dearly.
I feel like they all did. Like the whole cast put in their heart and soul into them. I don't know. I didn't find any bad acting in that. Other than the wizard. The wizard. Okay. Well,
I just don't. He was not giving good direction. I don't.
yes,
you know,
I don't. He's not a very memorable character, to be honest.
I know.
But like the dude who plays the
Literally, Ethan doesn't remember the wizard, and he watched the film with me.
Was it?
it was the guy who got
the
bewitched
apprentice,
and was a bad guy, and then he was a good guy again right before he died.
Oh no, I was talking about the apprentice wizard who becomes the big wizard at the
I was
end.
talking about both. I was talking about the other wizard.
We're still on the Warcraft?
We're
Yes.
still on Warcraft.
Okay,
That's how bad
I
it
got
is.
so lost. I was like, I don't know where we are.
And he's sober, by the way. Anyway, but I did like whoever played like the king, who was also in that AMC show that I'm losing you. That Seth Rogen wrote.
Preacher.
Yes, the main character Preacher.
Oh,
who's
that
also
actor
the
also
king
played the king.
in Warcraft. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a good guy. He tried hard for this movie, and you can tell he tried. Anyway, this isn't a Warcraft podcast. I think we're good.
How do you
wind
feel
down.
about the new Shadowlands expansion on this episode of the Warcraft podcast?
Didn't buy it, won't buy it, never buy it. Anyway,
Go, if you want Hitman, go play the games.
go play the game. Don't watch.
If you're
the
not
You know what?
interested in the
You know what?
games, don't watch the movie. Don't play the game.
Don't watch 47. I'm sorry that we couldn't do the 2007 version. I think maybe one day we will. Maybe.
One day, Skinamax.
Yeah.
One day.
But as for now, the newest iteration, 2015, I'm going to go ahead and say I don't like it. And it could have been better in a lot of ways. And yes, raising the budget would have been one thing, but I think just going a little more of a, not necessarily lighthearted, but just like not taking yourself too seriously in that direction would have, would have resulted in a much more interesting product and a much more profitable one. At the end of the day. I think we're good to start winding down.
Well,
Any
so
other
we've
sentiments?
forgotten the question.
This one or last week's?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to ask.
What was last week's?
Last week's
Valiant.
movie was Valiant. Would you rather watch this movie or Valiant?
Oh, that's a tough one, actually.
I'm going to watch this movie because Valiant will actually put me to sleep. And that's worse than just choosing to go to bed. Because then I fall asleep on the couch and not in my own bed.
And you sleep like Agent 47. You just sleep sitting up.
Yeah, that's weird, by the way.
We talked about that as well.
We talked about that, how he
I'm
almost
glad-
gets
fine with
fucked just because he's sitting on the couch and his guns are gone.
Yeah, that dumb bitch decides to take fucking Daniel Day and Lewis apart.
Yeah.
For no reason. Other than, I get antsy, so I take shit apart. Don't ever take my fucking guns apart again. You're gonna get us killed.
What is the programming there?
I don't know. They throw that shit out the window. She became a fucking psychic, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they programmed a psychic. Yeah, I'd rather watch this movie. There's enough dumb shit in this movie. I'd rather watch it again. I'd get high out of my mind and watch it.
I'm going to do Valiant.
Really?
I think I would too.
I think there's more of a
Pray
sentimental
tell.
value because, I saw it so many times as a kid.
Okay, I can understand that.
I think there's a slight sentimental attachment to it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all. I guess because that's the difference. I was just bored to tears during this, where it's just like, oh my god, just end. Because it was just
I
action
had
shots
fun.
that I was just like, oh my, I don't care.
I had fun
This
yelling
movie
things
is what,
like,
100
and this is my briefcase gun. I put it
This
together
is what,
when...
an hour and 37 minutes? Is that what we figured it out?
Yeah. Is it bad that I laughed way too... You guys know this. I laughed way too hard yesterday when I was still doing the voice. And I was like, he's talking to somebody and he goes, this is my briefcase gun. Oh yeah, I put that together. No, I haven't put it together yet though. When I put it together, someone dies.
This movie is an hour and 40 minutes long. No, that's Hitman. Fucking... That's Hitman.
That's Hitman.
Proud
Fucking.
of you. This is an hour and 37 minutes, something like that. It's like an hour and a half.
An hour and 48 minutes long.
Fuck, I was close.
And it feels...
Like I said, the pacing was
Too
fine
long
for
to
me.
it
Pacing
feels
was
too
fine
long.
for me. Didn't bother me too
It
much.
has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Man, I am.
Jack the Giant Slayer had a worse pacing problem
that's
than
true.
this movie.
Man, I am not excited for next week's movie. We already, because of
Oh,
the...
what did we
because
even
of our
choose? Oh, we chose. I'm excited. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm
random
excited for
number-o-matic,
it.
and I'm just sitting there like, I feel like I'm just gonna be angry and confused.
I'm gonna do an edible probably beforehand because
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna turn. Never mind. I'm not gonna even say it.
Not even gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
We'll let you figure it out next week.
Yeah. On that note, this has been an interesting episode of Jabbermouths. I have been the somewhat absent party JD.
I have been not good at killing Ethan.
God, there's just so much bad. I'll be Metal Skin Barrett, because there's... Oh yeah, Zachary Quinto's character has Metal Skin, but what do you care? Okay, go home.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Bye!